Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news that's risk off today in international markets, and the New Zealand dollar has been rated sharply lower. But first, the latest weekly Johnson Red Book tally of American retail sales shows them stumbling along with the same month-on-month pullback. They are up year on year, but that's only because of the pandemic retreat biting in 2020. The 2021 retail impulse is not helping their recovery, and there's no sign those stimulus payments are boosting retail activity yet. Likewise, new home sales in the US are falling away, even if it is off a very high period. But as we have seen in other recent factory surveys, the latest one is from the Richmond Fed, and it's very positive. It is expanding at normal levels, and good new orders are reported and expected. But like other surveys, they are also seeing a sharp spike in the cost of inputs. Inflating input costs are now nationwide. And the Fed boss is testifying before Congress today and acknowledging inflation is rising, but he also said in response to questions that it is likely to be temporary and won't get out of hand. He is more focused on getting a full economic recovery than short-term price impacts. And Yellen is also testifying as Treasury Secretary. She is saying more needs to be done and that a big push in infrastructure spending is needed, as much as $3 trillion. On top of the already approved $1.9 trillion stimulus, and that has bond markets worried. In Taiwan, there's been a turnaround in this data, with retail sales rising and a softening of industrial production. In Australia, the economic impact of the floods in New South Wales are still being assessed, but they won't be insignificant. And the Australian government's $90 billion JobKeeper wage subsidy ends next week. While millions of workers have stopped using it, there are still about 1 million people on the program, and the impact for them will be significant. US Treasury 10-year yield is lower by 5 basis points today at just on 1.64%, and the price of gold starts today down $14 in New York at $1,727 an ounce. And oil prices have dropped sharply and are now just under $59 a barrel in the US, which is a $2 retreat, while the international price is now just on $62 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar opens today sharply lower at 70.2 US cents, and that's down by more than 1.5 cents, and suddenly outside the long-term 71 to 73 cent range that's been all year. Against the Australian dollar, we're down sharply too, down to 91.6 Australian cents, that's a 1 cent drop. Against the euro, we're also 1 cent lower at 59.2 euro cents. That means our trade weight index opens today at 72.4, and it's lowest since Christmas 2020. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.